What if I told you a man who once sat in the passenger seat of a beat-up old Chevy Blazer built a $2 trillion empire that now makes $1.2 million every single minute, not by selling gadgets or running ads, but by quietly rewriting the rules of business, retail, and even the internet itself. And just when the government came knocking, he stepped away like a boss and went to chase the stars. This is the insane true story of Jeff Bezos, the kid who turned a garage dream into the everything store and changed the world forever. Chapter 1. Boy Who Wasn't Supposed to Matter. Albuquerque, 1964. A baby boy is born to a 17-year-old secretary and a circus performer who disappears before the kid can even say dad. But life had other plans. A few years later, a Cuban immigrant named Mike Bezos walks in, adopts the boy, gives him his last name, and unknowingly hands the world its future. Even as a kid, Jeff was wired differently. He'd crush every test in school, then spend hours staring at the stars, mumbling about building hotels in space. At his high school graduation, he straight up told everyone he wanted to build amusement parks in orbit. People clapped, but probably thought he was a little crazy. Chapter 2. From Wall Street to the Wild Idea. Princeton. Double major in electrical engineering and computer science, graduated top of his class. But Jeff wasn't your average genius. He ran on caffeine, pure logic, and an ambition that made people nervous. He lands a cushy Wall Street job at a mysterious hedge fund called D.E. Shaw. By age 30, he's already senior vice president. Then one day, he sees a single number that changes everything. The internet is growing 2,300% per year. Most people would have ignored it. Jeff made a spreadsheet. He tested 20 different online business ideas, but one kept screaming at him. Books. Why books? Millions of titles, easy to ship, already standardized. It was the perfect gateway drug to online shopping. Chapter 3. The road trip that built an empire. Here's the crazy part. Jeff walks into his boss's office and says, "I'm quitting to sell books on the internet." His boss laughs and says, "Great idea for someone who doesn't already have a good job." Jeff didn't blink. He and his wife Mackenzie both quit. They packed up their beat-up Chevy Blazer and drove cross-country from New York to Seattle. While Mackenzie drove, Jeff sat in the passenger seat, typing the entire Amazon business plan on his laptop. Somewhere on Interstate 80, between cornfields and truck stops, the blueprint for the world's biggest company was born at 65 miles per hour. They almost called it Cadabra until the lawyer heard cadaver, then relentless. Fun fact, relentless.com still redirects to Amazon today. Chapter 4. Garage Days to Global Domination. 1994. Amazon launches with $10,000 from his parents' retirement fund. First office, a door bolted to two 2x4s as a desk. They rang a bell for every order until the bell never stopped ringing. By 1997, the company goes public. Wall Street calls it Amazon.toast. Jeff's message? We're thinking long-term. Then came the master moves. Customer reviews. Letting people trash products on your own site? Genius. Marketplace. Inviting competitors, then learning from them. Prime, the membership that hooked millions. Kindle, which quietly killed traditional bookstores. And then, almost by accident, they built AWS, the cloud service that now powers Netflix, NASA, and half the internet. Chapter 5. The Dark Side of the Empire. But success this big doesn't come without enemies. Sellers noticed Amazon copying their best products. Warehouse workers talked about brutal conditions and impossible targets. Regulators started circling. In 2020, Bezos had to testify before Congress. Yet the machine kept growing. It crushed Borders, Toys R Us, Circuit City, even forced Walmart to completely reinvent itself. Chapter 6. The Quiet Exit and the Next Frontier. February 2021, Jeff steps down as CEO. No drama, no scandal, just done. Now, he's pouring everything into Blue Origin, his lifelong dream of space hotels and colonies on the moon. The same kid who once stared at the stars is now trying to move heavy industry off Earth so we can keep our planet beautiful. From a garage in Seattle to a $2 trillion empire. From packing books to launching rockets, this isn't just the story of Amazon. This is the story of how one man's obsession quietly took over modern life. So tell me in the comments, do you think Jeff Bezos is a genius, or is he something more dangerous? If you want more stories about the people who actually run the world, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell. This was just the beginning.